What's up guys, welcome back to the vlog. So today is a very interesting day. I got some errands to run and some things like that. And so I want to bring you along and test out a few things. Mainly being this little doohickey right here. Just because obviously you got all of that, right? So this is the hallmark use case of it, right? So I'm sure you're asking, why are you talking about vlogging 6, Diane? You don't do a whole lot of vlogging, and that's very true, but I want to change that because that's why I created more of a hybrid channel that yes, you get tips, tutorial, and things like that, but I can also share my journey, my experience, and have some fun with my channel because I think it really sucks to create a channel that you're not enjoying, and I don't want to do that with my channel. I'm finally going to commit to vlogging, but let's give it a go. And so now this is 10 millimeters, significantly larger, significantly larger. This sort of thing could be a weapon if you ever got in a pinch. You know, somebody try to get you just straight solid metal. So one of the interesting things is that Instagram has probably some of the best, most accurate ads that are like super interesting. So this electronics store, it was giving away like wireless headphones. So I'm like, what can I lose? I already do business with them already. So I want to see if I can pick these up and see if this was legit. And the camera just tilted. It is a very, very hot 85 degrees. Or it's nice actually. So I'm curious to see if I can get this wireless headphones and if they're actually any good.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, I have a serious business. Alright, let's cut some air on. How does that thing? Whatever that is. It is so hot and bright out right now. It's insane. Did I get the headphones, which we'll see how they are. Maybe not bad. We'll see.
Instead of just translating what you do physically online, sometimes you need to think about what is that consumption behavior online, and that's where YouTube is become such a big conversation.
Even if you're just uploading videos there and you're not utilizing best practices, there's still opportunity for people to find your videos and the conversations that you're having. And so just being really intentional of what can we upload to YouTube and how can we find more pieces of content.
So think about the Canon M50, all the stuff that everybody's talking about with this camera, and whether or not the mount, like the EF-M mount, that all the lenses, the M5, M6, M6 Mark II, like is Canon going to just eventually discontinue it? Obviously, like every other time, or even like their camera, the 7D Mark II, or 7D line, they decided that they were not going to make another one, but they never announced it. And so they also, when people would ask, they would say, oh, no, we're not doing that. Like, trust us, we're good, right? No. So it's like, we can't expect these brands or these companies to tell us, because that'll impact the decision. And of course, like any company, major company, they want to make money. So I always ask, anytime somebody asks me, what are your needs? What are you trying to do? What are you looking to do within this year and next year? And like, what's your growth, like your thoughts around growing what you're doing in your creative space? And if somebody tells me that they want to do live streaming, they want to use a switcher, they want this, that, or whatever, cameras like the M50 aren't going to fit in that category. You're going to need an advanced camera that can have more flexibility, less limitations, stuff like that. If you're just literally making videos, doing some live streaming with an asterisk, because there are some limitations that you can work around with the M50 or other similar cameras, I don't think that, I don't think Canon's going to tell us if they're not, deciding to not do business and use the M50 anymore. I don't think they're going to tell us. Why would they? People are still buying that camera to this day, and those videos still do extremely well. And I think for the right person, it is a good buy. But I do think it will be a line that honestly gets discontinued. And I think that's unfortunate because I think a lot of people still want APS-C cameras or sensor-sized cameras, which are ones like you're seeing right now. And I think full frame is overrated when it comes to what people need. And I think APS-C is just a good medium for, standard that's kind of trying to go into intermediate to advanced creators, maybe into a prosumer category, then professionals or what have you. It gives a lot of flexibilities, hence the APS-C lineup using like the Sony a6600. I don't think they should get rid of that. I don't think everybody wants full frame. And I kind of hate that conversation is like, oh, when you're ready to upgrade, why is that a necessary upgrade? A whole other soapbox. I don't want to get into it.
The M line had so much potential. And the M50, I think, still has its use case today. I would like to see an updated version of that. However, as somebody who jumped from Canon to Sony, the only thing that Canon really had was lenses. And if you're crippling your entire M line because you're not putting out any lenses, there's no point in me even sticking with you at all. I'll just jump to Sony because at least they're making new lenses.
I don't know. It's not looking good to me. It's not looking good to me.
Yeah. No, and you can even look at some of the third-party manufacturers that are out there. So start looking at, Sigma, start looking at Tamron, look and see what they're doing. And they're not even making M-mount, which tells me that they don't even think that there's a future in that. And so I like to look at what they were doing. That was one of the big reasons why I was really interested in Sony, because all of a sudden, Tamron and Sigma were pumping out Sony lenses left and right. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I can't figure out what Canon is thinking. I have no idea. Because there's still a place for the M50, even in 2020. I think it does have its use cases. And I do recommend it from time to time for people. But it's usually with a caveat that you've got a handful of lenses to try to use, unless you want to start using a speed booster or, adapter with it. And then you can open up to a little bit more. But you've basically got to do a workaround because Canon is giving you a iPhone-ish type system that is crippled out the gate.
I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is what do you need to create? And I think it's going to be about picking the best tool, really staying away from price point first, and putting features first that's going to best meet those needs. Putting that first, and then trying to meet within that price range according to the features and the things that you need, not just for right now, but also for the next year. Because I think that's where a lot of people found themselves, unfortunately, when the coronavirus stuff kicked off, is that not only had they procrastinated and put stuff off, they also found that their tools were completely inefficient. And so now things kind of tapering to, where the shipping, stuff like that is more normalized. You can get the tools and the things that you need, because for a time the camera market was super bare. So thankfully, things being a little different now, I think it's really important to pick features first and not based on brand specific, but making sure it really meets your needs. And that's why I switched to Sony. And I think a lot of people will find themselves switching to Sony or choosing Sony over Canon most of the time. Just my thoughts.